Hello and welcome to Bargain and Subscription Gaming. My name is Rich. We're going to play a little more Forza Motorsport. Do the first one in the R-Class series of this open tour. And this open tour ends in 5 days. And it looks like they've moved the next open tour. Instead of being a featured race, it looks like they're moving the next one to the Builders Cup. There's a open tour at the end of that now. It makes me wonder with all this stuff if they've added new achievements. I may have to look later. Anyway, let's do this first race in the R-Class series here. All right. And we were looking at the end of the last one at my cars that I have the highest level because I'm always trying to get, more bonuses by leveling up my higher cars. Now, after finishing, I think it was an S-Class with the BMW, I went and in the garage just playing with, added a different engine and all that. To now it's bumped up to R-Class, but I'm not going to use it because it's already at 50. I think our highest one here is our Chevy Corvette E-Ray, the 2024 Chevy Corvette E-Ray. All right, let's pick that. And then circuit to Spa-Framcorchamps. And let's see if we can do any upgrades to it. Quick upgrade. Looks like they can do some upgrades. We're going to get a lot of acceleration, a little handling, a little braking. Sounds good to me. All right. We now have a better car. Alrighty, let's back out of this. Go down here. We're at Circuit de Spa-Framcorchamps. Full circuit of 4.35 miles. It's 3:40 in the afternoon. It's cloudy. It's 1 lap of practice and a 3-lap race. All right, let's do this. It's funny. I keep thinking, I could be done with this. I'm not. There wasn't much content. And now it's like they added so much content. And also, people are watching this stuff again. And there was a while there where I'd make these videos and they would just sit and nobody was watching any of it. So it's just it felt rather pointless. As we all know, I am not actually the biggest of racing fans. So it's I make these because I'm trying to build the channel. And if people aren't going to watch them, I try to find something else. It's I just started playing the Crash Bandicoot 4 that just got added to Game Pass because I know people love Crash Bandicoot. I'm not as big a fan of those old-timey arcadey 3D platform games because I'm not very good at them. So they went 3 minutes and 2 seconds on this. I'm thinking maybe 240? We'll see. Another level for our pretty car. I do love the look of Corvettes. The handling of them in this game leaves a little bit to be desired. It might be because they're I think a lot of them are rear wheel, and that just makes it kind of a challenge to drive them. Given, just for me, I would prefer an all-wheel drive any of these racing cars. They're just a little easier to handle. You don't have to worry as much about momentum and what the front wheels and the rear wheels are going to do different. Front wheel drive's neat and all, but they never seem to be the fastest ones. They're great at the A and B level stuff, the lower level races, because you get that, you control those turns a lot easier because all that power's on the front wheel. But the higher level races, they just don't seem to have the power. That could be, completely wrong. I might be wrong about that. I'm, willing to be educated on the subject. I'm just saying from my experience of playing these games, that's what it seems like to me. Whereas the all-wheel drive, I don't know if there any sort of disadvantage to having that, but for me, it seems like it's just a whole lot easier to control the vehicle when all four wheels are getting, you know, torque when you're adding gas. Well, I like that car. That's a pretty looking car. And we're not going to quite hit 240. It looks like we're going to be a little, yeah, 241. I wasn't completely off. Bet we can hit under 240 once we get past everyone in the first couple laps. And I don't think I actually ran into anyone in the practice there, which, you know, for me is, you know, pretty good driving. It's funny when I'm, you know, yapping. Usually I do better when I'm not paying attention so much to the focused on the game and stuff, where I'm just trying to, you know, fill the time and not be boring. But a lot of times I feel constrained if, like, Dad's in the other room doing something. I feel like, you know, talking to the screen like this and recording like that, I'm not as open. And like I suppose it would be better if I was doing it on the streaming, but I don't think there's a big streaming audience for this. And also, I wouldn't be able to do it in the colder months because I can only do like one or two of these races a day once it gets colder. And like the trigger pull really starts to hurt by arthritis. And like I turn the vibration off on racing games immediately at my age. I know people are like, but it makes it feel like a real car. But it's like you get to be a certain age where the arthritis sets in. And, yeah, it's just not welcome, you know, vibrating your hand like that. Wow, these things just all zip around. The just a little bit of points I was able to upgrade. This definitely have improved its handling. But I also think one of the things I did to this when I was in the garage outside of the game, just trying to get a couple extra achievements I noticed I could get, like I did the engine conversion on that BMW, but I think on this one I did a wide body conversion. You don't get to pass me, sir. 9. I figured out after the last race, which was the S-Class with the BMW, where I got like 49 and like 9/10. I'm like, there's got to be a way without taking a car through an entire tour. And I did. I just did a quick race. I set up, I didn't record it because it was kind of a boring race. It was Indiana. Oh, let me rewind that there. Indianapolis Speedway, the Brickyard. I didn't do like any of the inner, ones with all the turns. Just the big circle, the Brickyard, and I made it like 4 laps. I didn't even need to do 4 laps. I think within the first lap I had hit level 50 with the car. But I also wasn't able to get first place because like they put you against just random click cars, and some of them were just a little bit better, and I couldn't quite get first. I was in second at the end of it. But it's another achievement too, for just participating in a quick race thing. I didn't even realize it was a thing that I could have done for more nerd points. You're looking for an achievement, just do a quick race. I was gonna just let's maybe try the multiplayer, but I'm a terrible driver. We've all seen how bad a driver I was. So I didn't really want to get into the multiplayer, and who knows? And I'm not sure what kind of scene there really still is for the multiplayer in this. Like, is it everyone at their supercars in the A-Class, or it's like if you want to play multiplayer, do you have to go on like Reddit and look for a group of people that are, playing at a certain time and then queue up with the race they're doing at that certain time. I don't know. I am not sure because I'm just not that interested in doing it because I'm just not that good. I know I'd be the last place one every time. All right, did 239. Yeah, see, I knew I could get under 240. I was 239 at that first lap with me bumping around on everybody. Bumping around. Look at my car, my poor green Corvette. Oh, gotta rewind. You know, I go to look and talk, and then boom, I'm suddenly freaking powering through a turn there that I should have easily made. Instead, I'm just sliding past. I was thinking about Corvettes of my youth. There's a guy when I used to work in a steel factory back in the day. He had old, like, 1980s style Vet. And, you know, I'd always wanted one. Like, again, I'm not a good driver. I don't like driving. It scares the crap out of me. But I always thought those were just the coolest looking car. The thing is, I got into that thing as a passenger, and it just, like, it amazed me, like, how low into it. Like, you get in this thing, and it's like you're dropping down, like, almost to street level to get into the thing. And then, like, how much leg room I had way out in front of me. Just, like, you get in there and then zoom, like, my feet were way... I had plenty of room. I didn't know that I would have that in that thing. It was pretty cool. The guy was kind of a goofball, but, you know, it beat walking home at midnight because I worked 4 to midnight back then. And, you know, walking to the bus stop, taking the bus, you know, spending an hour or 30 minutes if I was lucky, you know, got all the right buses if I ran to the bus stop and caught the right bus, which, to be honest, I usually didn't. And during the summertime, I would, when I was, you know, there for a while, I decided, you know, I'm just going to ride my bike there. And then, but the problem with that is like, I get all sweaty and nasty, and also, like, I was a drinker. I was a heavy drinker back then. So, and it wasn't the best about bathing and stuff. So, like, I thought, I bathed plenty enough. But when you're a drinker, you've never bathed enough. I can't stress this enough. If you're a young person and you think, I've bathed, you haven't. You know, once a day at least. If you're not doing that, and especially if you're a drinker, you should consider doing that. Because, like, I was just like, you know, sweating booze out of my pores, and, you know, and then just the BO that would happen on top of that I would smell bad, especially if I was riding my bike in the Chicago heat to and from work on, you know, trying to get there in as fast as possible. I'd just be this sweaty mess trying to get there, and you know, just people complained to the boss. That was absolutely mortifying. But they were right to do it. I, of course, denied that, like, there was a problem. I said, you know, I'm bathing all the time. What do you mean? But they were, you know, absolutely right. I was a stinky mess, a drinker, and you know, now the guy's like, maybe you should consider deodorant. It's like, oh man, absolutely mortified. One of the more embarrassing moments of my young life. As you get older, you're not embarrassed about those things anymore because you're like, well, that was just me being a dumb kid, and we're all dumb kids. But you know, back then, it's like one of those things. It's like, you know, absolutely, because it's not just the boss having calling you in there. It's just that somebody had to complain to the boss that you smelled. It's like, wow, you know, that's, as the kids say, very cringe. You know. All right, we are getting there. I had 236 on that last lap. We do. Like I said, when I am just yapping away, paying attention to my stories, I actually get, like, good segment scores and just zip out ahead of everything. You know, do a lot better driving than when I'm, like, trying to focus on the game. Also, when I'm just focused on the game, I get that sort of hypnotized where I just start to nod off, especially with these sunny, you know, midday tracks like this. Oh yeah, just absolutely start, thunk, thunk. we lost like a couple seconds there. We were ahead like 3 seconds on that one. Then that last set of turns, I kind of screwed it up a bit. But still, my Chevy E-Ray did very well. 2:34. That's a pretty good time on that lap. Alrighty. We are the winners with our big old green Vette. The green machine. 9,000 credits. The next one is the Brands Hatch Grand Prix circuit at 2.43 miles. It's going to be 3:40 in the afternoon. Partly cloudy. 1 lap of practice and a 6-lap race. Anyway, thank you all for watching. If you guys want to see more Forza Motorsport, let me know in the comments if there's other games on Game Pass or PS Plus. Games are free to play, games are sale you're interested in. You can write that down in the comments as well. I'll try to get to them as soon as possible. And I'll see you guys all next time.